Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Lisa Live. I am your co-host today, or your host, I guess, while Lisa's on assignment. My name is Joe Baines. I am a lot of things. Most recently, I retired from the city of Prescott, where I was honored and privileged for almost 15 years to be your parks director. And boy, I sure did enjoy that little gig. And some of my guests today are people that I associated with during that period of time, too, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, Matt, I wanted to pick a little bone with Lisa.
With Leza or
Yeah,
with me?
with Lisa.
Okay, all right.
Because as honored as I am that she would ask me to host this show, a prestigious show, I might
Prestigious,
add.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Why not a Friday? I mean, you know what happens on Fridays.
We get free food.
Right. So why not on Friday?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask Leza on that one.
Okay. Is there a pecking order or something?
Not that I know of.
Is there the gift exchange? She didn't like what I gave her in the gift exchange. I mean, I guess maybe if Lisa's listening next time, maybe a Friday.
Friday would be nice. Yeah.
Maybe Barry's listening, and maybe he'll miraculously bring something in. I don't know.
Or maybe you just show up on Friday when he's hosting and say, "Where's my food?"
Yeah, that's another tack. But I think I'd like to go in through the front door.
Front door, not the back.
Front door,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, let's just pick a Friday, and I'll be there, and
Okay.
we'll have ourselves a good time.
I'll have a discussion with Barry.
Perfect. Thank you. You've got the influence.
Do not.
No, nobody does. So along the lines of what I see Lisa does on a normal basis, we need to talk about the National Day of, right?
Yeah, what do they, Drew? What do they call it? Day of. Oh, I don't know what they call it.
Day of mourning?
No, not morning.
Well,
National Day. Yeah, the National Day stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Like National Taco Day or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember what they call those, but yeah.
Yeah, I got to think about that.
Well, whatever that is,
Sorry, it is.
today is a very special day because it is National Bird Day. Matt, what's your favorite bird?
Ooh, if I had to pick one, I like very colorful birds, so like a robin or maybe a blue jay. But I mean, of course, you gotta love eagles because we are addicted to eagles here for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'd say the colorful birds.
And
Yeah.
Drew, do you have a favorite?
Falcons.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
I've been intrigued with them since I was a young boy. I thought, maybe being a falcon or having a falcon, then you find out they're a lot of work.
but they're cool.
Oh, they're very
cool.
neat. And up here, of course, with the peregrine falcons, it's really special.
So my favorite bird, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
I mean, who doesn't
gonna
like
say
Larry
turkey.
Bird? No, who doesn't like Larry Bird besides maybe Magic Johnson?
True.
It is also National Whipped Cream Day. Not a big
Interesting.
whipped cream guy.
More Cool Whip guy.
A cool whip.
Cool Whip.
Yeah.
Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to leave a silent H.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've been watching South Park too. So it's also National Keto Day. Anybody ever done the keto diet?
Try, but I'm not real successful.
Yeah. So those are the big, national day of. I mean, you can't hardly miss that, right? That's
True.
That's a big one. So I'm really excited today to have a couple guests that I spent a lot of time with over the 15 years that I was with the city of Prescott, and I think we did a lot of good things together. My first guest is Chris Hosking, City of Prescott Natural.
Trails and Natural Parklands Manager.
We call him the Trail Guru.
Some people would like to say that.
Yeah, well, when we talk about some of the things that Chris has helped the city of Prescott out and helped with the quality of life for the citizens of Prescott and the area, I think we'll find that the title doesn't matter. You're the guru. Also with me today, I have with Prescott National Forest, Jason Williams. And Jason, can you tell me your title?
Well, I'm the Trails and Wilderness Manager for the forest and also the West Zone Recreation Manager here for the last 6-8 months.
And that's a big job. I understand just recently you were handed some more responsibility.
Yeah, we're doing 2 jobs, as we all are. Sometimes some of us are doing 3 jobs still, with a contraction, of our workforce. So that's what we're doing.
Do more with less. That's the edict,
Yeah.
and you guys do a great job. And I don't know how many people really understand the relationship between Prescott National Forest and the city of Prescott. Our Prescott National Forest people are federal employees, but they're local citizens as well. I know Jason's daughter Violet. He probably doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm very impressed. She was a Prescott High School a student athlete, very good student, and also a very good athlete. She was a state champion in the 100-meter.
Yep, she holds 8 records at Prescott High School in track and field, and now she's running for Colorado School of Mines in Golden.
Excellent, excellent. And I know she was part of the flag football team that was state runner-up.
Soccer team.
Soccer,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
But yeah, great. Part of our community. I mean, you think about people like Mike King
Yep.
that have added greatly to our community. Sarah, I mean, you name it. They are not federal employees, but they are definitely citizens of our community and really want to help make our community better. So let me find my notes here real quick. All right. Well, let's start off with an exciting development. Jason, just yesterday?
No, December 22nd.
Okay.
Yep.
Got off the Arizona Trail. As some of you know, the Arizona Trail is 800 miles, 700 miles?
800 miles from Utah to Mexico.
Okay.
Yep.
And you did it solo with the exception of a section in the middle. Just tell us about your trail experience.
Yeah, so I started on Veterans Day, November 11th, and started at the south rim of the Grand Canyon because the north section of the Grand Canyon Trail was closed due to the Dragon Bravo fire, so really no value in going and doing that 100 miles to the north and then driving around however many 6 hours it is and starting. I really didn't have the time for it anyway. So did 700 miles from the south rim to Mexico and, shipped myself boxes, had family members drop boxes, friends, and it was a wonderful experience. I didn't have a whole lot of time, so it was a little faster than I wanted it to be. I can't believe I can't remember the last time I didn't see the sun for 8 days, but that is what I dealt with south of Flagstaff when that storm rolled in before Thanksgiving, and a big vote of confidence for the high-end outdoor gear. Finally got to use that raincoat.
There you go.
It was a wonderful 700 miles.
So snow, rain, sleet.
You name it, but that gave me water in the desert, which made life real easy and made the desert sections quite pleasant to only carry sometimes, a liter of water and to feel like, oh, I don't even need a liter because there was so much water flowing.
Yeah, I mean, a gallon of water is almost 8 pounds, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
That's a lot.
And in normal times, often you are carrying a gallon of water.
Yep.
So.
And about how many miles a day?
The walk-in average was about 17 to 19.
Wow.
So that was a little tough, and I'm still recovering. 2 weeks later, my body can still feel it.
I know when Chris and I did the Circle Trail, we both had blisters. Any blisters?
Yeah, I eventually when I upped the mileage to about 25 miles a day, which I had a few of those days, I got blisters on a few toes and didn't even know it until I took my shoes off.
Wow.
Your feet are so swollen and whatnot, you can't feel them. So.
And what do you see? Is there a lot of people along the trail? Do you see many people at all?
Not this time of year. I really gambled and rolled the dice. It's not the normal time of year to do it because you're really in winter. It's cold and dark for the most part. And so I only probably saw one other person doing a full through hike right after I left Grand Canyon. Otherwise, no. I mean, didn't see many people. There was a few chunks where I saw families doing little hikes because I was in a popular area. But other than that, in the long distance sections, I really had it all to myself, which was great.
And I think the Arizona Trail is a great example of how trails are local, but they also make connections regionally and statewide and, sometimes even nationally. And I think that's just a great thing for us to have those opportunities to do those kinds of things and really find ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that. First question, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you here.
Well, as you can tell by the way I speak, I'm from England, so
the King's English.
I speak English, yeah. I know what you guys are speaking, but I'm speaking English. So that's a constant. But I came over to the States in '89, worked in Silicon Valley, worked for design consultancies, worked for Apple Computer. I'm an industrial designer, that's my training. And then I got sick of that rat race, and I moved up to the mountains. And I was in Mammoth Lakes, which is in the eastern Sierras.
You just got a bunch of snow here. Maybe it's happening right now.
And they got 7 feet last week. So
7 feet. You just plow through it.
Maybe eight. Yeah. So I was there 15 years, and because of the snow, which drew me there, but it also pushed me away in the end because I was sick of 700-800 inches a year and 8 months of snow in your yard. So we were looking for a good place to bring our kids up, and my wife shared this questionnaire, and we both took this questionnaire back in 2006, and Prescott came up on both of our things, like 50 questions: where you want to live, what you want to do, what you want for your kids, and
you plug in like climate and
yeah, everything.
Okay.
Size of town, what do you like to do, what kind of work, and anyway, it came up on both of our lists, and we're like, where's Prescott? We never even heard of Prescott. So we had some friends just moved to Flagstaff. So we said, we'll go see them, and we'll go check out this Prescott. And so we rolled into town, and here for a couple of days, just checking it out. And it's like, wow, pretty cool spot. And my wife's a teacher, retired now, but she was like, well, I'm going to go. I'm just going to see what kind of jobs are there. So she had an interview when we were here, just visiting, just for fun. And we went to see the school district and everything. And we get back home, and she got offered a job. So it's like, oh, now we've got to make some decisions. So anyway, we got back and put the house on the market, and I think it was April, and then we moved here in July of 06.
And you had you didn't have a job set up. She did.
She had a job, and I kept coming back looking for jobs, and it's funny, we packed up the house, we're moving here. I don't have a job, so, and I'd come here and I'd seen a job advertised. It was a part-time trails guy for the city. And I'm like, oh, well, I was here with a buddy and we're in a motel, and he says, hey, you can do this. I said, why don't you apply for that? You do trail work. I'm like, okay, I'll go do that. And so I did it, but the interview wasn't for like a week. So I called Eric Smith, who was the trails guy back then. I said, hey, Eric, it's Chris, and I'm here this week, but I'm going back. I said, I know your interview time is next week, but can I come in? And he was good enough to let me come in, and so I just chatted with him. And anyway, so we like I said, we went back home and packed up the house, and we're moving here, and just coming down the grade from Mammoth to Bishop, which is 2,000 foot grade with a big U-Haul full of stuff and cars behind and trailers, and got the phone call. I got the job, so I made the trip a little easier.
And was it part-time initially?
It was part-time, yeah, and it didn't start for about 2 weeks after I got here, so it gave me time to get the house in order and get to learn the area a little bit before I jumped in.
And how many miles were in the city of Prescott's Mile High Trail system at the time?
I think it's 24 miles when I got here. Yeah.
In 2006.
2006. Yeah.
And now there is
like 146 now in the city. Yeah.
20 years.
20 years. That's quite a lot of trails. So
it is.
Yeah. It's been amazing. Yeah. We'll get into how that happened and how I was able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Later. And my other guest, Jason Williams with Prescott National Forest. Jason, same question. What brought you here?
Oh boy, I'll try to keep it short. So I was born and raised Pennsylvania, Illinois, and the mountains drew me out to Colorado, and went to Colorado Mountain College. Did some really cool outdoor semester in the Rockies program, and met some folks from Prescott College, and I was interested in education, adventure education, and environmental studies. I couldn't make up my mind for college, and they emphasized those three programs at the time. And I was like, well, I guess that works. And my dear old grandmother passed away and left me a perfect amount of money to go to Prescott College. And so that's what she was an educator, so felt like I had to do that. Because I was going to stay in Colorado and go to Fort Lewis, and so that changed everything. Came here in 1999 and went to school, finished a degree there, and then very quickly got offered a graduate fellowship to do my graduate studies with the Arizona Wilderness Coalition, really working the partner or the other side of the street from the federal government land managers and advocating for wilderness designations and wild and scenic rivers. And I did that for, got my graduate degree in 2.5 years and then worked for them full time for another 2.5 years and found myself agreeing with land managers quite often and was like, I probably ought to maybe be a manager, not an advocate. But I tried my hand at being a firefighter. I worked in Groom Creek at the fire district there for just about a year. Was on staff there, and then the wilderness ranger job opened on the Prescott National Forest, which I had done in 2001 as an internship to finish my degree. And I was like, all right, we're going to do that. I just wasn't built to wait for somebody's worst day at a fire district. And so I went and made that change and went to the Forest Service. And 2 years later, they had a permanent job as the Trails and Wilderness manager. And I got that, and that was 2010. And I've been doing that ever since. Had some great opportunities to travel the nation, the collateral duty as a firefighter, and we've done some great stuff here in Prescott. And so, there's been a lot of chances for me to move on, move up, and when it comes down to it, I've chose to just stick because of a lot of factors, but the people, the land, the relationships, the stuff that we've done with the city and all that, there's still stuff to do. So I'm not quite ready to move on.
Yeah, that's interesting. My experience with Prescott National Forest or any of the national forest positions that you typically bounce around until you finally find your home.
Right.
Sounds like you found your home and you've kind of held fast to that.
Mm-hmm.
But you've had other opportunities to explore other parts of the United States through the Forest Service, but kind of unusual that way.
Yeah.
Usually people end their career here, right? Like Mike King and others. And
I think we're breaking that mold of a retirement forest now. We have I think if you looked at our average age over the last 10 to 20 years, it has gone down significantly. Not hiring as many people in the sunset of their career anymore.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them left.
Yeah, true. Is the National Forest overall down people-wise? I mean, especially on the recreation side, I would imagine.
Sure. Yeah. We're down stuff just nationally.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, well, I think this is a perfect time for us to take our first break. Again, my name is Joe Baines. I am hosting for Leza today, and you're welcome to call in if you have any questions, any trail questions at all. I've got the two top authorities right here that what helps make our community great. Thank you, and we'll be right back. to Leza Live. My name is Joe Baines. I'm privileged to host for Leza today, even though there's no food. We have a caller, interestingly enough. Ted Gambogi. Ted, what do you got to say?
Hey, Joe, I miss you, buddy.
I miss
hope
you as
you're
well.
enjoying retirement.
Thank you. I am. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I might see you on Friday.
Hey, I want to tell you guys, you do a great job on the trails. You know, when COVID hit and the YMCA shut down, I grabbed 2 water bottles and started the Circle Trail. It was a great experience. I really enjoy it. You do a super job. Want to wish you a happy New Year and keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ted.
Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right.
Ted. We
Have a
appreciate
good
you
show.
you as well. Keep up the good work.
Take care.
Thanks.
You know, that's kind of an interesting little segue, too, is it? I'm sure you noticed, Jason, as well. I know Chris and I certainly did, was trail numbers just exploded during COVID.
They sure did. And, all these years, the Forest Service and many outdoor industry professionals, we wanted to connect more people to the outdoors. How do we connect more people to the outdoors? All we needed was a pandemic.
Yeah.
And, we kind of got to the point where it was like, oh, my. Oh, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I think our numbers almost doubled, if I remember.
They doubled, and on some trailheads they tripled. And it was great. I mean, people really appreciate what we've done, and I still see an overrun of that. Still our numbers are still elevated.
Yeah,
before.
that's the other part too that was interesting to me is as a parks director that the same thing. How do we get people out to enjoy our outdoors and enjoy our quality of life? And I expected, I didn't expect the spike. I didn't expect the pandemic either. But once that spike happened, I thought, well, once things get back to normal, we might just roll back. But to Chris's point, I think we've held those people, and that's great. It's great for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, there's, the recreation, the root of the word is recreation, right? And so really the human species is if you give it a chance, you feel at home in nature. And trails provide a easy access to nature. And if you have the various levels of trails, anybody can go out. I mean, it might be you only walk for 5 minutes on the most paved trail, but you're out in nature. You hear the wind, you smell the trees, you see the birds, and so that's really that love of nature is inherent in us.
I believe that too. I know my normal day for a long, long time has been to get up in the morning and take a walk, even if it's a 30-minute walk or an hour walk or whatever. And I do my best thinking, which still isn't that great, but I do my best thinking, when I do that, when I'm consistent with that. I think our bodies tell us that this is the right thing. We feel better.
I think the whole thing's good for Prescott. I mean, just you talk to our tourism department, talk to the hoteliers and bike shops, hiking stores, REI, I mean, those all came about, I think because of those increase in numbers.
Right, and I always called that the low-hanging fruit because there is an economic side to this, too. Yeah. And the Forest Service, to their credit, recognizes this a lot more now, I think, than maybe they did in the past, that, they're part of the region and they're part of the community, and when the community does well, they do well. And when we get this visitation, and we'll talk a little bit about things like Bean Peaks here in a bit, but those kinds of things that put us on the map really bring people here for ecotourism and spend money in the community.
I think they bring people, but they also keep people.
They do.
Because, Jason and I get to hear it because we're on the trails, so people come and ask us questions or tell us something, and, I get it, once a week. I said, I moved here because of what you got here.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great. That's good to know. And they moved from out of state or they moved from in-state. And this is our lifestyle. So, and so it's good. It's a healthy lifestyle. It's a good thing to have in our community.
I've always said too, we're not a one-trick pony. I mean, we have such a diversity of trails. The topography is just crazy from one side to the other, and so there's a lot of different experiences. I always use the family in Wisconsin who comes out here for a visit, and they go on the Yabba Dabba View Trail and the Bedrock Trail and all that stuff. They don't even touch the tip of the iceberg, and of course they're going to come back. They're going to go tell their friends that they were on the Yabba Dabba View Trail, and that's why the names are important. It's important to have fun with the names because they're memorable. And we want people to go back and talk about that, and then they bring their friends out or they come back up for another visit. So that's just all good stuff. And so we enjoy that. Well, I think it's time for another break. So again, my name is Joe Baines. I'm hosting today for Leza, and we will be right back. Welcome back. My name is Joe Baines. I am sitting in for Leza today and quite pleased with that and quite pleased with the guests I have today. I think we're providing a lot of good information for folks. Guys, let's talk a little bit about the 5-year Greater Prescott Trails Plan and the effort that went into that so that, people can understand the thought process and the way we bring collaboration throughout the user groups and things like that. So I'll open it up.
Yeah. We're well beyond 5 years with it, which is a good thing. And so initially, it really the background in it. There's a lot of pieces to the background. The Forest Service started. We had to redo our land management plans, and they were all from the 90s, early 80s, and it was time in the 2000s to redo these big landscape scale management plans. But the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management had this pilot project. Like, let's go out to these communities and socially map them and go ask them what they want. And that wasn't just recreation necessarily. It was like, what are we lacking on our public lands? What do you guys want? And in our area here, we heard trails and access.
Yeah, I remember that meeting. We were all there talking about the big picture, and I saw that we read the room, and someone said, "How many people here because they want more trails?" And like 80% of the room put their hands up. So it's like it became a real trails focus.
And there was, that happened in the Verde Valley, that happened in Prescott, Chino Valley. It was very consistent, and so that was like 2008, and then roll around to 2010, 2011, and then our use really skyrocketed. Mountain biking came on the scene. There was some negative interactions, some accidents between equestrians and mountain bikers. There was some infighting going on. The Forest Service, in our infinite wisdom, we brought in a conflict resolution team, and they wrote a report after interviewing everybody and submitted it to all the users that were engaged. And everybody looked at each other and goes, "No, this isn't the direction we want to go. Let's work together."
Yep.
And that's where the Greater Prescott Trails Plan came out of that. Equestrians, motorcyclists, mountain bikers, hikers, birders, you name it, everybody got together and said, we want more trails for everyone. Let's focus on what we can provide to everybody. We're going to do education campaigns with the Prescott Trail Safety Coalition. We're going to fix these issues. We're going to do it. Us, the users. We're going to help the Forest Service and the city, and we're all going to work together. And it was a success story that's shared across, the nation, really. I've answered calls from managers across the nation about like, hey, how'd you do all this? In our first round, we authorized 20 miles of new trail. We had short-term, mid-term, and long-term projects. And our second round, we did something like 70 miles of new trail was authorized. Our Greater Prescott Trails midterm number 2 addressed the motorized trails, and we did another 70 miles of trails. And then just recently, when I say recently, in the federal realm of the last 5 years, we tackled a long-term project, which was to address providing a unique experience for mountain bikers. And that came about in the analysis and the approval of the Bean Peaks Trail System out by Whites Park Campground. And I think, Chris, you should add on. You've been here for the whole time of that. What did I miss when I went through that short, abbreviated history?
Well, I mean, yeah, we did have some conflict, and we dealt with it. But part of it was, I'm a mountain biker, I'm a hiker, I'm an outdoorsman. So, but there wasn't a voice for the mountain bikers. So there was a couple of key guys, and we got together and was like, we're not going to get a club here, and get a one voice for mountain bikers. Because, the horsemen had their groups, the Saddle Club, Backcountry Horsemen. There's, many hiking groups. But, the mountain bikers really didn't have one voice. So that's when we started Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance, and unfortunately still on the board for that, and that started in 2010.
Was that unfortunate?
Yeah, no.
They won't let you go. I know how that is.
No, it's good. I love what we do and what we've done, and so with the Greater Prescott Trails Plan, we definitely got our input in there as far as mountain bikers with the Forest Service, and part of it was a bike specific kind of trail system or trails. So it was just great timing, I think, because there was analysis done in certain areas. There was fire management in certain areas. So the Bean Peaks was just ripe for something to happen, and we also needed improved parking lots in that area. So there was many different things that kind of came together, but mainly is the Forest Service to be willing to look at this. And because this is not a usual thing for the Forest Service to do a gravity flow trail system. And so it was the willingness of the Forest Service that allowed Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance to move forward.
Chris, real quick, can you explain to the listeners what you're talking about with the downhill gravity trails?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a hub and cluster kind of thing. It's kind of like a ski area where you could have an easy way up, so that would be a chairlift with skiing, but with this gravity flow trail, so it's an easy, mellow trail to get up, and then you get to a hub, and there's an easy way down, there's an intermediate way, there's a harder way down, or you can continue on the easy one to the next hub, or the next hub, and then all those hubs connect together. So it's a real play area. It's where mountain bikers, it's a directional trail system. So with features that mountain bikers want. So it's got jumps, it's got berms, and so it's really geared towards mountain biking and what mountain bikers want.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll add to that. The easy way up, you ride up and your heart rate gets up, but like it's the easiest of easy. If you're in relative shape, you can actually hold a conversation while you ride up that hill, which is great. And then it's progressive. You don't have to be a great rider. You ride the easy green, and if you like that and it's working out, and you learn how to do those turns, you can move it to the blue trail, the intermediate, and there's no, the Forest Service, we're flexible. There's no like built features on it, no wooden or metal or all that. It's all handmade with dirt, and equipment. But it really the impact is liking to just a regular ATV trail. It just happens to allow for non-motorized mountain bikes.
Yeah, and that's another success is just the community that got behind Bean Peaks. That the mountain bike. Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance came up with the kind of idea, and we laid out some money for a plan, which was what the Forest Service wanted, and then we had to do some archaeological work and money there, but then we had to raise money. We had some money in the coffers from the club, but we leveraged that money to get more money, to get state grants, to get even more donations from the hospital and many other different. And if you go out to Bean Peaks, it'll show you all the different people that have donated.
So we've got to take a break here, but when we come back, I want to pick up on that and talk a little bit more about the collaboration. What it takes to make something like this happen between, the government entities, but as well as like PIMBA and all of the other groups that pitched in to make this happen for our community. So we will be right back after this break. Thank you. Matt, is it okay if I sing along with the bumper music, or is that a no-no?
No, you're allowed to. Leza does it all the time.
I can just
And
let it go?
I picked a lot of it, and so did Leza. It was a collaboration between the two of us.
All right.
If you notice, it's not the 40s like what Drew listens to.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know the words. I can't do the polka. Just
No.
kidding. Just kidding. I didn't mean that, Drew.
Oh, no, he likes
Don't
it.
cut me off.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have another caller. We have Steve from PV. Steve, what's on your mind?
Hi, good morning.
morning.
I came rather late into this conversation, So I don't know if you've already discussed this. My guess is a solid no. We're talking about the Forest Service. We're talking about public use of the land. Have you guys ever touched on recreational shooting in the last, 30 minutes, 45 minutes?
We have not. Jason, I don't know if you want to.
So that was my guess.
Uh,
That was
but-
my guess.
Y-
My question is, do you guys care at all about recreational shooters? And
Yes. It is a valid use of the public lands, and it's something that we, for the most part, we only restrict it when it comes to public safety. That's where the law allows us to do anything. Other than that, it's a lot of state law, Game and Fish. Arizona Game and Fish Department manages a lot of it for us in the sense of providing those sideboards for appropriate use.
wonderful to hear. So here's my question. I'm lucky enough to belong to several gun clubs in the immediate area. I have really to shoot, but occasionally I like to shoot unrestricted. I like to go hog wild with class 3 weapons. Sometimes I like to train a shooter where it's just me and them, no one around to make noise or to be distracting. So my question is, do you have any plans to either reconfigure and make safe the Dosey Pit recreational area and or grade the road, which will allow shooters more access to the backcountry, which is away from the highway?
I can say that, to my knowledge, right now no changes are planned, and some of those decisions are going to be more collaborative in nature with all of the shooting clubs. We have had relationships with them, and we wouldn't go forward with any plans without a lot of community involvement there. And I really not a perfect, not my bailiwick. Trails is my main focus. So. I do appreciate the call and the questions. I'm sorry I can't give you any real good direct answers, but I can tell you that there would be community involvement if there was significant changes planned there.
Got it. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it, and appreciate your honesty also.
All right, Steve, thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
Happy New Year to you.
Thanks.
Happy New Year.
So I wanted to kind of continue on with the collaboration, especially the collaboration, between everybody, really, what it takes to get things done. So, I guess maybe my question would be, what are some examples from the Greater Prescott Trails Plan, some results that came out of that? I know we talked a little bit about Bean Peaks, but can you guys tell me about other things in collaboration and how that all works?
Yeah. I think the first great example is the Spence Basin Trail System was the kind of the first risk that the Forest Service took, and it panned out. There was a lot of unauthorized trails, meaning trails that people used. Not really anything wrong with that, but hard for us to manage, maybe unsustainable in sections. And in the Greater Prescott Trails Plan number 1, signed in 2017, we authorized about 30 miles of trail in there with a new trailhead, and we collaborated with Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance to redesign. With Rob Halen, did a ton of the work there, most of it, I should say. Give credit where credit's due. And the city and the Forest Service, we let them use our equipment to do it, and got it done for bottom barrel pricing. And then Joe, you and I worked together, and the Spence Basin Trailhead. You and I were out there pulling levers, moving dirt,
And Chris, too.
And-
It was a three-man thing. I think there was a fire going on at the same time, so we had the water truck would swing through and get us. But, yeah, bare bones. And it's kind of one of those things, like if you want to get something done, just roll up your sleeves.
And we got it. That was a project that, somebody could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on, and we did it all for, well less than $100,000, the trails and the trailheads and all of that. So, and then, that gave us the ability to work together and trust each other, and then move on to these bigger projects like Bean Peaks, which millions of dollars. And I just got to say, with Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance as a partner with the Forest Service and the city and all that, incredible that the Forest Service, the match that we provided to that project was the planning. We did the paperwork and the analysis. The Mountain Bike Alliance raised all the funds to build those trails. The Forest Service did not pay to build those mountain bike trails. It was a great collaboration.
Well, and the parking lot as well.
Yeah, and just I'm just looking at collaboration, and one of the things that came out of conflicts was a safety committee. That was great, because now we have bikers and horse users and hikers talking about safety issues, around the area and how to mitigate those. So that was great. And then Bean Peaks, we had a lot of support from the horse community, because if people want to go fast and go jump, horse people don't really want to have that on the regular trail. So now we provide that thing with Bean Peaks.
Let me hold you right there. We're going to take, I think it's our last break, and when we come back, we're going to pick up again on Bean Peaks and talk a little bit more about that collaboration and how a community rallies to build things that help their quality of life. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Madam, hats off on the bumper music. You and Leza did a great job.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We planned it just for you, Joe.
Well, thank you. I expected the personalized bumper music. I mean, that's just an expectation a host of my stature would expect.
Of course, and it's required. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, we were talking about collaboration between the city of Prescott and Prescott National Forest, and some examples. And Bean Peaks, I think, is phenomenal. I mean, nationally recognized area. But tell us a little bit more about that collaboration, guys.
Well, I mean, it started right from the beginning, with the Greater Prescott Trails Plan and trying to find an area that we could have this type of trail, and with the city, we helped out with infrastructure, with parking lots, but yeah, it's the whole Bean Peaks thing has just been amazing as far as what we've been able to do in this short amount of time. And a lot of that goes off, to our board, and in particular our president, Jimena Torenberg, who has,
ball of fire,
hundreds of thousands of dollars that she's raised.
Oh, I bet we're getting close to over $1 million there.
Yeah, I think we're close.
Yeah,
I think we're
she
close.
is unstoppable and to the benefit of our community for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to the collaboration, all that we've done together, the city, the Mountain Bike Alliance, the other user groups. I mean, the Prescott Trail Riders have been an amazing group to work with for the motorized side of things, but and the Backcountry Horsemen and the Yavapai Trails Association. So, I mean, all of them have collaborated together. Now they talk together quarterly, I believe, without me, which is great.
Yep.
The trailhead at Bean Peaks and White Spar, that was a project that we submitted for design and engineering back in like 2017. The region of the Forest Service funded that, and we magically got some money, but it wasn't enough. And so we came to the city, to Joe, and said, hey, we need some help with this. We're not going to be able to build this for, $500,000 is all we got. And the city stepped in, we partnered, and we got a project done for half the cost by partnering with the city, and we all flexed and took risk, and it all worked out because we'd worked together before.
And I got to say, too, here, because I managed that construction contract, Fan Contracting was the contractor.
Yeah.
Trust me, there wasn't, if any, profit in that, very little, because things came up, and you know, we were stuck with our budget, and I would go to Mike or Jason Fan and say, hey, and they're users, they're community members, so they were very gracious, and we made it out budget-wise and got it done, and I think in my career, certainly one of the highlights is working with Prescott National Forest.
And I think we've had a lot of collaboration, and I go back to the Circle Trail. The Circle Trail is a collaboration before that, and 58-mile loop that goes all the way around Prescott. It's roughly half in the Forest Service, half in the city, or city managed anyway. And we've got it connected, and hopefully this year we'll get it completed. With the whole Stringfield.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be another collaboration because we're going from the city into the forest.
Yeah, I talking to users across the nation, we got it made.
Yeah.
All the locals listening today, like there's barely anybody has what we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris was using my line when I was asked by a council, is it complete? Well, it's connected. But there will always be more to do.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, real quick, because we only got a little bit of time left, but I really wanted to talk about our volunteers, our Over the Hill gang.
Yep.
We cannot do what we do without them, and what a happy group of people. And share a little bit, guys.
They're out right now. I met with them this morning. They're up on Glassford Hill. We're building trails up on Glassford Hill right now, moving big rocks, probably 30 guys this morning. I get about 10,000 hours of volunteer time from those guys. That's 5 full-time staff.
Yeah, and just to keep it confusing for everybody, we have multiple Over the Hill gangs. The Forest Service has Over the Hill gang on Thursdays every week from 8 to noon, and we have our committed group of volunteers. 15 folks or so, and they are our best advocates. Volunteers is not just us getting work done.
Yeah.
They ask questions. We explain why we're doing things, and they explain to the community why we're doing things. And so they are our best advocates, not only our best muscle, but our best advocates.
No doubt. It's too bad they aren't so hard to manage. I mean, 2 potlucks a year, a barbecue and a potluck and donuts, right?
We get cookies from every day.
Yeah.
And this morning my assistant forgot the cookies, and we were scrambling trying to get cookies.
Oh,
to
you
her.
got to get those cookies.
Yeah, I didn't want a rebellion up on the hill.
Thanks again, guys. We're running out of time, but I appreciate your time, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.